Hello, my name is Chris and today I will review the 2019 Nissan Maxima. Refreshed this year, the framework is similar to the 2016 I drove and it was good stuff then. There is a new front and rear end, new wheels, new driving safety software, and a new dash design that Nissan's exuberant marketing department calls gliding wing. But the exterior is one of the best Nissan designs, giving the onlooker the impression that Maxima is lower to the ground but actually sits at a comfortable full-size sedan height. The trunk is ginormous. The seats fold forward 60-40, and sitting in the back seat there is plenty of room. However, there is a caveat in headroom. It is limited for those over 6 feet, a side effect of the coupe-like design. There is room in front with an exception for the legs. More on that later. This all-equipped version costs $45,900 Canadian, and that sounds like a reasonable price to me. The seats are comfortable and have a pleasant high-end design. The leather quality of the steering wheel is mesmerizing, lovely really, and that is a key driver interface. The infotainment is standard fare with average ease of use, and the Bose sound system plays well, with good sound quality at low to medium volume. This is made easier to enjoy as the Maxima cabin is well insulated. The electric driving aids are too numerous to mention, though you can activate them with one touch of a button. The dynamic cruise is not jerky and feels sophisticated, and the lane departure warning vibrates instead of making annoying beeps. The lane keep assist does not drive itself though. This interior feels quite capable of competing with other full-size sedans such as Avalon and Stinger. In fact, the entire car seems to slot itself well in between those two cars, with Avalon being the least sporty looking and Stinger being the most sporty looking. Looking over Nissan's website, the base model at $40,000 appears to represent an incredible value with standard features such as leather seats, rear heated seats, panoramic roof, premium sound, dual zone climate control, and reasonable 18-inch mags. The engine is a star with smooth and powerful delivery. I loved it, and it takes premium gas. Why? The engine sounds great, and some sound is pumped into the cabin electronically. I certainly don't mind. The V6 makes 300 horsepower and 261 pounds of torque. The tranny is a CVT. The fuel economy is 11.6 liters in the city and 7.9 liters on the highway, or 20-30 mpg. A strong entry in a specialized segment with few but formidable competitors. Here are my thoughts on the road. Hello car lovers, driving the 2019 Nissan Maxima. We're a little late, but no matter. What to say about this vehicle? Well, it's a small niche, the full-size sporty sedan segment. There is not a lot of competitors. Two or three come to mind. I can think mostly of the Avalon, and I can think of the Kia Stinger. One I've tried, one I've sat in. So where does this car fit? First, a general description of this car. I love the exterior styling for this. Nissan has somehow made this car look low to the ground, but in fact it isn't that low to the ground. Especially attractive is the front end, which is very smooth, curves, very nice. When you're sitting in here, you can see out the big long hood, except the hood is somewhat tilting downwards and really is awesome for visibility. So the exterior, very nice. I think it's probably one of the best, along with the Stinger. The suspension now. The ride is appropriately soft in the city. I'm driving here in Lachine's shitty roads, a borough of Montreal, one of the most poorly maintained roads probably in North America, and it's taking the punishment quite well. And these are despite very low profile tires. So quite a suspension achievement from Nissan. I would say too, it doesn't lean very much in corners when you're cornering. I wouldn't say it's the finest feeling sport suspension, but this is a full-size sedan. On the inside now, what about this interior? This interior, I feel very good about it, most of it, and somewhat mixed feelings with some of it. Let's start with the good. I love this steering wheel, not because it's hyper thick, but because the leather is so soft. I wish my skin were this soft. I mean, it is that good. You just find yourself kind of like touching it. It's weird. Other things about it, well, the seats are reasonably comfortable, I'd say. I've been taking it on long trips this week, and no problems, no backaches, no pressure points. Very good on that level. They do have a nice design. They have like a diamond stitching. It's pretty nice, I'd say. Other things about this interior, a really nice professional layout, I'd say, in terms of the ergonomics. The shifter falls well in hand. There are hard touch buttons here. There are knobs you can turn. There is a relatively nice infotainment display. Average in terms of ease of use. A reasonably good looking dash here. You have stitching here, you have stitching on the dash, you have a Bose sound system. Here they put this kind of like metallic-y looking plastic, but fake wood too at the same time. But it's not that, it doesn't look cheap, it looks good, it's grayed out, it's really nice. So on the interior, I think this is very good. The only thing I would say that's wrong with this interior, or not wrong, wrong's a hard word, but which is perfectable, is I find this transmission tunnel is really big, and it gets bigger as you close in on the dash, and that creates, along with this the protrusion here on the left hand side of the door locks and the power window mechanism, it creates kind of like a tight situation for your legs. I mean, here up top, plenty of room. Here for the elbows, and then when there's a passenger, plenty of room. But for the legs, it's really tight, and they do pad the side of the transmission tunnel, but still it's tight. Also, another thing, and this may sound like I'm nitpicking, but every time I use it, this turn signal stalk is very tightly sprung. I mean, you have to really lift up or lift down to activate it. It's not soft at all in its use, and you use that every time you turn. You're using your turn signal stalk. So that would be the only two major things I would change. So as you can see, not a lot of flaws in this vehicle. The engine now. This is a V6. It takes premium gas. That's a 10 to 15% extra costs in terms of gas, which is really not enjoyable. Apart from that, that's where my criticism stops. Nissan has enhanced the sound of the engine, I think, with the sound system, and the result is it's perfect. It's perfect. It really sounds good. This engine is really smooth, and just turning like I'm gonna do right now, you can hear a grumble of the engine when you kick down to pass somebody on the highway, or when you just getting onto the highway on the on-ramp. You hear the engine nice, loud, and clear. At least you can hear your money, right? You're paying a bit more gas for a V6, but you're hearing your money. And it's not that much more gas. It's just what really sucks is paying premium gas in a non-premium car. This transmission goes very well. I can't complain in terms of the way it drives. So overall, this is a very competent entry, a very well-priced entry, and you'll notice that the lower level versions come very well equipped, and that may be interesting in terms of, do I want to, like, you know, when you're thinking about, do I want to pay more than $40,000 Canadian for a vehicle? The low-end model comes with leather, maybe not this leather, but it comes with leather. It comes with a lot of the features that you'd expect to find on perhaps the mid-level trim, and that makes it interesting from a purchase point of view. So those are my thoughts. Recommendable on the lease, recommendable on the purchase, and certainly worthy of a test drive if you are in this ever-diminishing segment. And that is the review.